2 days and counting before the end of the legislative session. Good evening. It's Friday, April 6th, Good Friday, and the first night of Passover. Thank you for joining us. Well, lawmakers are set to leave Annapolis on Monday night, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done before that. CTV's Sonia Srivastava is in Annapolis with the details.
Well, legislators from both the House and the Senate are working hard inside the State House here as we are wrapping up the General Assembly session on Monday. Now, some of the key issues that are still on the table are balancing of the budget, teacher pensions, and in Prince George's, the gaming issue. The 90-day General Assembly session is coming to a close and lawmakers are getting anxious.
We're all excited. We're ready to get everything settled so that we can go back home.
County Executive Rushern has been tirelessly working the halls, trying to convince legislators in the House to vote in favor of the gaming bill and let residents in Prince George's decide whether they want slots.
These last couple of days, I'm telling our folks that the gaming legislation, being able to have a destination resort in Prince George's County, bringing in revenue, is the most important vote that they're going to cast in this session.
Baker wants to put a resort-style casino and entertainment center at National Harbor. He says that will bring in more than $60 million of revenue and good-paying union jobs.
This is a tremendous opportunity for us in the county to get $69 million a year. Just think about it. I'd have to raise property taxes tenfold in order to get that type of revenue.
By midday, the bill had not come up in the House of Delegates, but Prince George's Chair Delegate Melanie Griffith had this to say.
We'll watch as the final hours of session tick by, and hopefully from where I stand, it ticks by without the bill.
I think the last time advocates promised around $600 million that has not materialized, so I'm not sure I can believe those numbers. It's so late in the session, I would be shocked if that passes this year.
House and Senate members continue to work out their differences in balancing a $36 billion budget.
The Senate passed a budget that involved a much greater tax package than the House did, and their shift of the teachers' pensions to counties like Montgomery was over 4 years instead of 3. Right now, I hear that both sides are pretty far apart.
We've come up with what I believe is a very fair and equitable way of handling the sharing of the cost of teacher pensions. As you know, the state is one of very few states to pay 100% of the teacher pension cost.
Baker says the threat of teacher pension shifts to counties is one of the reasons he's adamantly pushing the gaming bill.
Budget I've already sent to the council didn't include teacher pension shift because we didn't know what was going to happen. But no matter how it shakes out, unless there's a revenue stream that comes out of Annapolis, we're going to be stuck with about $5 to $10 million.
Now, legislators have until Monday night to put a balanced budget on the governor's desk. Now, if that doesn't happen, they will have to look at extending the General Assembly session. In Annapolis, I'm Sonia Srivastava for CTV News.
And the Maryland General Assembly has passed House Bill 443, the Health Benefit Exchange Act of 2012. The legislation will provide a one-stop shop where individuals and small business owners can compare rates and benefits among private insurance plans to find the one that suits them best. Well, the numbers are out on how much money Maryland casinos are bringing in. The state's casinos generated more than $16 million in revenue during the month of March. The Hollywood Casino Perryville in Cecil County brought in more than $12 million, while the casino at Ocean Downs in Worcester County took in more than $4 million. This comes as the Senate considers adding new table games and a 6th casino license in Prince George's County to a gambling bill. So what is the secret to successfully educating students? There is no one factor, but administrators at a Howard County school, which received a state Blue Ribbon Award, believe they have found a winning combination. Denise Douglas explains.
At this Howard County school, there is reason to cheer.
We're not surprised that you won one of the coveted Maryland School Performance Awards.
Limekiln Middle School snagged a 2011 Blue Ribbon Award. Only 6 schools out of thousands in the state earn one every year for high performance or improvement. Here, students are being recognized for their impressive academics. They have achieved over 90% proficiency in both math and reading.
Really a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our kids and our staff.
Principal Scott Conroy says the secret to their success isn't complicated at all.
I think you have to look at each child and give them what they need and tailor their education to them.
Try to have a various tone.
He also credits his army of dedicated teachers as well as strong parental and community involvement. But former State Superintendent Nancy Grasmick says there is more.
I've never been in a great school that didn't have a great principal. And so I think that excellence of leadership is highly valued in this county.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in teams right now.
This district of 50,000 students didn't always have an impressive educational record. In its early days as a rural farm community, it was considered middle of the road in terms of student achievement. But Howard County has grown in population and diversity with an educational system to envy, boasting a 94.3% graduation rate. In Baltimore County, a larger urban district, the number is lower. About 83% of students earn their high school diplomas. Still, when it comes to African American males, there is considerable success.
Of the large school systems in America, we have the highest graduation rate of African American males in the country with systems over 100,000 students.
Superintendent Joe Hairston says this is one of the reasons why they're seeing strides in male achievement. AVID, a college prep program at Newtown High School, teaches students everything from study skills to time management to help them get through high school.
So AVID serves as a safety net, so to speak, to push the kids into rigorous courses, and then we provide the support in our classroom so that they still can do well in these other rigorous courses.
It's a big help.
Prosper Odulatu checks out a few schools on the computer but has his eyes set on Georgetown and a career in sports medicine.
All the stuff that she's given us, it really helps, like with studying and getting ready for the SAT and other entrance exams and stuff like that.
He'll graduate in 2012, and many more will come through this door and the doors at Lime Kiln as well. So Principal Scott Conroy knows there isn't much time to celebrate their award because there are more challenges ahead. As he says, new learners bring new demands.
The 21st century learner is much different than from when I grew up. So we have to keep making sure we understand the technology that's coming out. We have to make sure the professions that we're preparing for that aren't even developed yet. And so we need to develop critical thinkers and problem solvers. So that's always a challenge.
Denise Douglas, CTV News.
And join us again next week as we continue our special series on education. Well, Prince George's middle school students on spring break might want to treasure the time off. That's because come this fall, students might have to spend more time in the classroom. The Gazette reports that officials are considering extending the school day at certain middle schools from 6 hours and 40 minutes to 7 hours and 20 minutes. The proposed plan would allow for more individualized instruction and possibly save about $5 million in transportation expenses. A spokesman for the school system tells CTV News that the details have not yet been finalized. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Villone.